Hey, Mr. Jimmy here. Making a part two, you might say, of video here for beginner guitar player. You just walked in the house, you just bought a guitar, taken it out of the box, or maybe a week or so, and you're starting to learn how to play. Kind of don't know what to do. So if I can, I'm going to try to help some out there about the guitar and possibly teach several chords right now. Might go too fast with that, but first thing I want to show is a lot of people don't know, the name parts of a guitar. This is actually one I made. I also make guitars. Turned out pretty good. This is what's called a neck through. This piece here actually is all one piece of wood all the way through, the neck and everything. This is a separate piece here, separate piece there. They're clamped together. That's a different story on making guitars. But the guitar you have, of course, this is the electric did. I just did a video on an acoustic that I did parts. So when you're buying a guitar, of course, this is that's called the input jack. You have an amplifier, that's where you're gonna plug it in there, of course. Here's your knobs right there. This one has, a lot of guitars got a bunch of knobs on them. This one that I made only has two. You got a volume control and a tone. Might not be loud enough. Here's your pickups right here. This is called your neck pickup, your bridge pickup. This thing back here is called the bridge. On the electric guitar, they make all different kind of bridges on guitars, that's for sure. A ton of them. Up here, because this is the headstock from here there, which is called the headstock. These, of course, are the tuners here that tune the strings. Which gets into the other part of tuning the guitar. Hopefully you got a tuner and can tune it. Moving on, anyhow, right now, the neck, of course, this is the fretboard here, the darker part. The frets, of course, are the metal things there, right? They are called the frets. Up to usually, I made this one I put the dots in a different place. They're normally in the center of the guitar. So if I hit an open E here, come up 12 frets, your one is called an octave higher. So if you can hear the difference, it's the same note, it's just higher up. Here's your sixth string. And of course, like these dots they do represent something. Like I said, most guitars, the dots are going to be like right in the center of the neck. And on the side, you're going to have the dots also. So when you're looking at it, it's a kind of a reference point, eyes to the side of the dot. So that's first, a lot of guitars, like my Ovation over here, has a dot on that first fret. Most guitars probably don't. Just your average guitar gonna have right there on the 1, 2, on the 3rd fret, right in the middle, which represents the G chord. Or the G note. Up here, it's going to represent the A. once you learn chords, A chord. Next dot is the B. And so on and so forth. So that's mainly the parts of an electric guitar explained fairly quickly. Getting into playing possibly your first chord. I just did a video with my acoustic guitar with E minor, and the A chord. I'm gonna jump on this video to the G, C, and the D chord, which there is tons and tons of songs with these three chords in them. Tons. And looking down, I forgot about the switch right here in the middle. Oh, there it is. Goes back and forth to these pickups. So I'm gonna switch forward. It's only picking up this down right here. I'm gonna put it in the middle. Now I got both pickups. If I go back, it's going back to this pickup. Like trebly. So I just put it in the middle, so both of these pickups now are working, active, you might say. So back to another chord, the G. I'm going to be showing the G, C, and the D. And the way I make the G chord is going to be, you're going to put your first finger on that first string. I'm going to show two ways of making the G and the D chord, which probably sounds funny to somebody right now, but I'm going to show two ways. And a lot of people, the G chord mostly is played this way. Some people play it this way. It's the same chord, same thing. So to teach, jump right into playing the G chord. I'm going to show it the way I play it. I'm putting the finger, kind of describe what playing your F chord and the G. If you just pick your guitar up like that, you're almost making a chord. Kind of, sort of. So if you put your little finger on that first string, 3rd fret, point this finger up. It's not going to do anything. Little finger, this finger, it's going to come all the way up there to the 3rd fret, 6th string. This finger's already looking at it, looking where it needs to go on that 5th string, 2nd fret. Like yay. Another way of playing this, not to confuse anybody out there, but to be helpful, possibly you can make it this way also. This is the traditional way. I say traditional. Most people play the G chord this way. I started giving lessons to a guy down the street. He actually played the G my way. Some do, some don't. So you have that way. So now you have the other way, where this finger is going to come up there to that G note, 1, 2, 3rd fret. This finger is going to come down to the 2nd fret on that 5th string right there. So it's there and then there. And then now the little finger's not doing anything. Now this finger is going to hit that 1st string, which is the E, 3rd fret. Sounds exactly the same. no different. It's just a different way of making it. And to explain real quickly why I make my G chord this way. When I'm making the C chord for the next, I'll go ahead and show the other chord to learn. You can make this G chord. If you take these two fingers, move them all down one fret, strings, I mean, down, just like that. Like I call it a freeze. If you freeze those fingers, don't move or twist them anything. Hold that position right there and just go bink, down, up, down, up, down. So there's G. Now I'm gonna move these down. But now I'm gonna take this finger and put it on the second string, first fret, right there. This finger, little finger, will come up. Now you have another chord, the C. So it's this finger, back, let's go back to the G chord. And this is the way I play my G. Real quickly, I'm going to show the difference, why I make my chords this way. If you watch the movement, playing it this way, a lot of twisting right there, isn't it? Most people play it that way, actually. I mean, highly professional guitarists play it this way. And if you already can play chords, like I was saying in some of my videos, kind of like, I guess, move on. Because if you're already playing it this way, I probably wouldn't change it, unless you want to try it. Like I said, the transition from this G, the way I'm playing it here, to a C is much smoother. It's hardly like I'm hardly moving anything, except this finger is coming down. This finger's coming up, G. So now take this finger on that first fret, second string, lift this one up, C chord, back to the G. Like I said, you're freezing these fingers, just start sliding them up. It's a lot easier than that and that. I call it the spider move. Well, actually, one of my lady guitar students, she called that when I showed that to her. She said, "That's a spider move." Yeah, it kind of looks like it. So this way, G, move them down, and you're moving them down, same position. You're just going down two strings. This finger's gonna come up. This one's gonna go down, right there. So you have your G, C, G, just practice doing that. Probably all you're going to do for the first day, possibly the first week. I don't know. It depends how long you practice. Also, while I'm thinking about it, there's a lot to discuss here playing the guitar. I call it the guitar, is your fingernails. Women or man, I have to keep my fingernails cut all the time. If your fingernails are long like out here, you're not going to be able to play the guitar. Good luck if you can. Maybe you can. Your fingernails are going to be hitting the fretboard right there, coming down that fretboard, and not going to be a whole lot of fun trying to play. So you got to pretty much keep them cut. I have one lady I'm teaching. she got long fingernails here, and these are like stay cut, which is kind of funny. But anyhow, you know, that's what's got to happen. Also, making chords is the back of the fingers, when you're first learning, are hitting the other strings. So if I go that, this finger right here is hitting that G string. This finger here is hitting that string. Like that. So I call kind of like, I don't know where I came up with the name, knuckling. When you're learning chords, your fingers are going to want to pretty much they're coming right down on the strings. Pretty much. Almost every chord you make. Right down. We can't go like this, because the back of that finger is hitting the other string. That's why. So it's pretty much work it out on your own and make some adjustments with your thumb possibly back here. Play around with that, get it up, and try that. Slide it back down, press, grab. You want each string to sound clear. Then try your C chord. That's not clear. So that one, this finger here, like I said, the back of my finger is hitting that string. It's got to come right down on it. Your fingers are pretty much going to look like that. I'm over exaggerating, but pretty much. Just like that. They have to come right down on it. And should sound. And back to the fingernails, I just had to cut mine just a few minutes ago, because this finger, my fingernails grow quick. I had to go cut it, because if it's hitting that fretboard, it's gonna sound like that. This finger has to mash these strings down all the way. Change my tone. So let's go over the G chord one more time. Hadn't even got to the D chord yet. So that G chord, the way I'm playing it, the way I'm going to teach it, is this little finger, the first string, 3rd fret. Finger next to it, it's going to come way up here on the 3rd fret also, 6th string. This finger is kind of looking where it needs to go. Right there. 2nd fret, 5th string. So 1, up, and then down, this finger. There's your G chord. C chord, just drop these down. They're froze. Like I said, you're not doing anything. Most people, when they're changing chords, they want to you remember where your fingers are going, that's very normal. You're gonna go, now what? Where's the C chord again? And then you go like this. Then you're gonna go like, oh, that sounds good. Then you can lift your fingers up and then go, now where was it? So from G to the C, just drop these down. Just freeze them. All you're doing is this. Don't do any of that. They're just going down. I mean, you can go like 1, 2, back to the G, 1, 2. But playing the G this way, like I said, I keep going over it, just drop them down. So that's those 2 chords. I think I'll stop right there, with those chords right there, the G and the C. going on 20 minutes here. So hopefully you will enjoy playing the guitar a lot. It's a lot of fun, a lot of practice. So hope I helped somebody out there. This is Mr. Jimmy here signing out.